Much of what is taught in modern corporate finance courses is twaddle.
In the world of finance, it's important to learn from the best so that you can avoid losing a big amount of money because of lack of knowledge. This is why you probably clicked on this video, wondering what can be inside the portfolio of the investor considered to be the best in the world. And that's exactly what we're going to discover in the next minutes, so that you can use his wisdom to benefit on your own terms. The portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway, being the investment company that Warren Buffett manages, with his vice chairman Charlie Munger, reported a net income of $35.91 billion and is worth $351 billion as of the second quarter of 2023. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. Almost every investor follows the strategy that Warren has used for years to make billions. But the reality is, this is actually the mistake that is completely killing your progress as an investor. Let me explain. As you're going to see in this video, Berkshire Hathaway's stock portfolio is renowned for its lack of diversification, with approximately 75% of its stock holdings concentrated in just 5 domestic companies operating in only 4 economic sectors, which is horrific because all investors want to reproduce this strategy, but it's not always the best move, because the top investors don't have the same knowledge, but especially not the same cash flow as smaller investors like you and I.
We think diversification is, as practiced generally, makes very little sense for anyone that knows what they're doing. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. I mean, if you want to make sure that nothing bad happens to you relative to the market, you own everything. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that is a perfectly sound approach for somebody who does not feel they know how to analyze businesses. If you know how to analyze businesses and value businesses, it's crazy to own 50 stocks or 40 stocks or 30 stocks probably, because there aren't that many wonderful businesses.
Among the 48 companies that Berkshire Hathaway holds, 6 stocks represent more than 80% of the company's holdings. We're going to take a deeper dive into these 6 stocks, but for now, let's look into Buffett's most important moves in the market, starting with General Motors. General Motors is the 24th largest position in Buffett's portfolio, but the recent moves from Buffett in this stock is worth mentioning. Warren Buffett began investing in General Motors in Q1 2012 when the stock was around $25 per share, likely due to its value and growth potential. Over the years, Buffett bought and sold GM shares multiple times, as this graph shows us. However, in Q2 2023, he significantly reduced by 45% his stake in GM. Considering the average buyout price is at $31.35 and that the stock is now worth around $27.56 as of November 10, 2023, Berkshire Hathaway should bear losses of $83 million if they decide to sell at this market price. Despite this, Buffett is still believed to be confident in GM's future. It is still one of the largest holdings as of 2023, taking 0.24% of his portfolio with a $591 million value. This is what he had to say about it.
Reading the other day, actually, the 1932 annual report of General Motors. One of the best annual reports I've read. It's a totally honest, assessment of exactly where they were. They had 19,000 dealers then. All brands in the United States have like 18,000 dealers or something. It's just a business where you've got a lot of worldwide competitors. We find it fascinating to be in. We like our dealership operation. But I don't think I can tell you what the auto industry will look like 5 or 10 years from now. You will see a change in the vehicles, but you won't see anybody that owns the market because they changed the vehicle.
The second one on this list being his 22nd largest holding, taking 0.4% of his portfolio, is Activision. Recent interesting moves happened in Q2 2023, which is important to mention. Warren Buffett first invested in Activision in late 2021 with an average cost of $77 per share. The stake was increased to nearly 340% in 2022, betting on Microsoft's proposed acquisition of the video game company.
But then on January, 17th or 18th, something like that, Microsoft announced they were going to buy Activision for $95 a share. Now, when they announced that, at that point, Activision becomes a different kind of security. Its value depends not on what the market price does, but whether a given corporate event occurs. An announced corporate event occurs. We own about 9.5%. If we go past 10%, there'll be a foreign file with the SEC and so on. But if if the deal goes through, we make some money, and if the deal doesn't go through, who knows what happens.
However, in Q2 2023, Berkshire significantly reduced its stake, selling off 70.4% or 34 million shares of its position amid Activision's ongoing merger with Microsoft. As of November 2023, Berkshire held a 1.9% stake in Activision, worth approximately $1.36 billion. When Microsoft completed its acquisition of Activision in October 2023, Berkshire received a payout of nearly $1.4 billion for its remaining shares. Since October 10th, Activision stock is no longer existing in the stock market, as it's been bought by Microsoft. Good luck trying to find the stock on the New York Stock Exchange. You'll not find it. For his sixth largest possession in Berkshire Hathaway, we're entering a new industry with Occidental Petroleum Corp. For this type of investment, Buffett himself claims that his vice chairman, Charlie Munger, is more experienced than him in this field, and that is him who controls the majority of decisions in this field.
It's really interesting about oil, and Charlie knows way more about oil than I do. When did you buy that royalty in near Bakersfield or wherever it is? But that was before I met you, right?
Yes, it was. It was just before. Merle is still paying me $70,000 a year.
What'd you pay for the?
$1,000.
Yeah.
They began investing in this hydrocarbon market leader in Q3 2019 when the stock price was around $47.28, and has since dollar cost averaging various times like we see in this graph. But as November 2023, Berkshire Hathaway owns 228 million shares, with a recent increase of 12.4 million shares, or 25.3% of his stake in Q2 2023. As of November 2023, given the share price of approximately $63 per share, Berkshire would be in a profit of approximately $1.4 billion if they decide to liquidate their positions. This stock begins to take a considerable place in its portfolio, with the previous ones at a percentage of 3.78. But before we move to the top 5 stocks in Warren Buffett's portfolio, worth nearly 80% of his portfolio holdings that you don't want to miss out on, if you enjoy this type of content and are interested to learn further in subjects like investing and finance, please consider subscribing to this channel as we post many videos in that field that you don't want to miss out on. Also, if you enjoyed this content or have learned anything since the beginning of it, like this video to show your support. Thanks to those who will do it, and now let's get to the juicy stuff. Starting the top 5 of this list is a position really similar to Occidental Petroleum, because they're operating in a pretty similar sector, Chevron Corp. So let's linger on it. Warren Buffett began investing in Chevron Corporation, or CVX, in late 2020, acquiring an initial stake of 48.5 million shares at an average price of $80.96. As of Q2 2023, Buffett sold a total of 7%, which is minus 9,827,475 shares of his position in Chevron, now worth around $17.9 billion. Buffett currently owns 6.52% of the outstanding Chevron stock and is the third largest shareholder after the Vanguard Group and BlackRock. Since his initial investment, he has bought shares 5 more times and sold shares on 5 occasions, which proves that Buffett and Munger are bullish in this sector. By liquidating all his positions in this stock, Warren Buffett would realize about $2.11 billion as of November 2023. This position is about 5.5% of his portfolio. Warren Buffett's 4th largest position in the Berkshire Hathaway portfolio is his oldest investment of all, with an initial investment in 1998. Coca-Cola. Warren Buffett's initial investment was when the company was facing challenges following the new Coke debacle. Around this time, the stock was trading at $2.60 a share. Recognizing the timeless value of this brand and its widespread appeal of its core product, Buffett decided to invest in Coca-Cola, making an initial investment of approximately $1 billion, which accounted for about 6.2% of the company's shares. This move made Berkshire Hathaway the largest shareholder in Coca-Cola at the time and became Berkshire Hathaway's largest position. Since Q3 2012, when his stake doubled, Buffett's shares in Coca-Cola have remained the same, owning 400 million shares of Coca-Cola, worth around $23 billion, which accounts for approximately 9.10% of the company's outstanding stock.
I drink probably 5 12-ounce Cokes a day. Been doing it more or less all my life. I can't imagine anybody that feels better than I do. I mean, I'm happy. I enjoy life. They've been selling Coke since 1886. You know, they sold sell 1.9 billion 8-ounce servings a day. That's 693 billion servings a year of Coca-Cola products, one kind or another.
Liquidating all his Coca-Cola position today, considering November the 10th's price at around $57.09, Berkshire Hathaway would make a profit of around $9.7 billion. To date, Coca-Cola takes 6.9% of Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. Entering the top 3 into this list is Warren Buffett's investment in American Express, which has been a significant and successful one. Buffett started buying American Express for Berkshire Hathaway in Q4 1998, when the price of the stock was around $21.39 for a $1.3 billion worth. American Express has been a great investment for Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway, with its stake experiencing a 17x increase in value over 30 years. As of November 2023, Buffett's position in American Express is worth $22.2 billion and didn't change since Q2 of 2012. This makes him the largest shareholder of American Express, holding approximately 20% of its shares. Some analysts estimate that with earnings growth and share buybacks, Berkshire Hathaway's stake in American Express could be worth over $60 billion to $80 billion in the future. Considering an average purchase price of $55.54 and the stock price as of November 10, 2023 being at $152.37, if Berkshire Hathaway would decide to sell all of his positions, they would realize a profit of $14.7 billion, which is an increase of 174.3%. American Express is taking a considerable 7.1% of Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio in Q2 2023. Taking second place in Warren Buffett's largest portfolio holding is Bank of America. Buffett first started investing in Bank of America in Q2 2007, with an initial purchase of 8.7 million shares at approximately $50.61 a share. However, his most significant investment in Bank of America came during the US debt ceiling crisis in 2011, when he injected $5 billion into the company. In Q2 2023, Buffett slightly increased his stake by 22.8 million shares in Bank of America. As of November 2023, Buffett's position in Bank of America is worth $28.6 billion, which is 13.05% of the outstanding Bank of America stock. Warren Buffett's investment in Bank of America is based on the bank's ability to generate strong financial performances consistently over the years, especially in terms of operating leverage. Bank of America is the second largest stock in his portfolio and takes 8.61% of his entire portfolio. Taking more than half of his $351 billion portfolio at an impressive 51%, the largest investment in Buffett's portfolio by far is in Apple. Warren Buffett's investment in Apple began in 2016 when Berkshire Hathaway added Apple shares to its portfolio. Initially, the company revealed a $1 billion stake in Apple in May 2016 at $25.51 a share, which multiple buy and sell over time grew to $171 billion by Q2 2023. Apple's stock currently makes up nearly half of Berkshire's portfolio in terms of value.
I do not focus on the sales in the next quarter or the next year. I focus on they won't tell you exactly how many, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of people who practically live their lives by it. If you look at that little piece of whatever it is, that is some of the most valuable real estate in the world. I mean, that is Fifth Avenue will never come close to that. I mean, it is. You've got hundreds and hundreds of millions of people with loads of buying power and able to do business or learn information or whatever it may be, and it's part of their habit of living.
As of Q2 2023, Berkshire Hathaway holds a 5.6% stake in Apple, making it the third largest owner of Apple shares. Apple is one of his most lucrative investments. Indeed, considering his average buy price at $39.63 a share and Apple price of November the 10th at $186.40. The 370% increase over time with this stock would result in a $134 billion profit if they decided to liquidate every position they have. I hope this video has been helpful in your development as an investor, and if you want to learn more about the journey of Warren Buffett from birth till today, this video could be interesting for you.